Okay, can you see me again? I guess that's a stupid question, but never mind. I'm sorry, totally my mistake. Hope it's better now. Ah, that's too intensive. Too intense? Yeah, I think that's it. Awesome. Thanks for the reload and stuff. That's probably Gmail, because you have so many, right? I think you have quite a lot of emotes acquired from the channels. Hey Reza, how are you? Guess school's over? So, let me look for that indigo. I think I found it. Yeah. So, I'm trying to get like, I don't want this kitschy bluish violet background sky, you know? So right now I mixed indigo with raw sienna, nee, burnt sienna. Burnt sienna, yeah. This is, by the way, this is raw sienna. This is ultramarine blue, burnt umber, burnt sienna, and titanium white. The rest is all mixes. Nice blood stained. If you want, you can share your paintings in the chat. Just post a link and we can look at it. Ah, you know. I actually liked learning stuff. I just didn't like a lot of my classmates when I was younger. Oh, awesome, Bloodstain. Like, you can probably throw me a bone sometime because I'm terrible at landscape painting. I'm actually doing mainly a landscape because people voted for it. If we are completely honest, right? So if you want to give me a hint, please do so. Especially since I haven't watched Bob Ross in ages. Like, I used it as a sleeping technique. When I couldn't sleep, I watched Bob Ross, like so many other people did in their lives, and it helped. Awesome stuff. It's only learning intake. It's not exactly great if you try to sleep and watch stuff like that. Reza, that won't be a problem. For you anyways. I personally couldn't do speeches. By the way, is the music too loud? I'm just wondering. That's it. However, if you want to show anything to us, you can do that. Oh, you did! Awesome. Yeah, it was, but I didn't get a sandwich out of this. Thank you for posting. I just clicked it, so. You're awesome! That's totally good. I like that you have a rough approach on the tree bark. That looks amazing. Like, kind of like a, how is that called? If I remember, I'll let you know. That was like, it's haircut is not the right word, but what you did with your hair, the chess thing, that's interesting. It must have been such a lot of work. Birch. I like birch. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. I could adjust that. Bloodstain, please continue working on your skills. Like, the picture with the birches is awesome. Okay, pink lemonade, why that? What is pink lemonade? Is it just usual lemonade with colors in it? Or does it have a special taste? Awesome. Like, and if you have specific questions about oil paintings, you can ask me anytime, Bloodstain. So I'm very much a layer person. I don't do it as Bob Ross does. I usually work in several layers, just so you are like probably realize why this isn't as dark as it needs to be in the end. It's because I'm gonna put a second coat on it, and right now I just want to find the right areas to color, make the right decisions, stuff like that. Mr. Goopster25, welcome, how are you? And thank you very much. I want to see how you do a very easy effect. Like, I have heavily diluted colors on my brush, and you just apply them as usual, and then you go over it with your finger. It's so easy. Anyone can do that. You can do that with your brush as well. If it's not full of color, you can just blend the colors into each other, and because the colors are so thin, they spread easily. 24 by 18 what? Centimeters or inches or stuff like that? I don't think so, but I'm well, thank you for asking. Do you guys think we should make a vote on what color the werewolf and the pangolin and stuff should have? Because I just started with just like that started, because we didn't have too many people here anyways. This too will become brighter in time. I mainly do that for the glow, by the way, so the moon glow gets more intense. And again, you can see me using fingers to blend. It's not a problem at all. Mr. Goopster, if you like, you can share a painting as well, like a painting you did. You don't need a permission for that. Like, it's a bit stupid right now. The color comes off a... Now it's better. Now that the lamp is on, you can see it better. Like it really is. You can post a picture as well if you want, Goopster. Because you say you take more color and then keep on. No worries, Bloodstain, just let us know if you have questions. Yeah, it would have been really small, but you know, Video Kid, she does very small landscape paintings. You never know. Hey Pandora, how are you today? Yeah, that's true. That would be gigantic. Hey Timo, how are you? It's weird, I thought it would be a bit more reddish. Let me see how that works. Not so good, okay. Just playing around with color, right? Don't worry, that will be dark in the end. I just didn't want brush strokes there or residue paint. Okay, let's see how indigo with amber looks like. Hopefully better. Oh yeah, that's good. That looks a lot nicer. Awesome. Pandora is great. I'm fine, thank you for asking, and I'm glad you are good as well. Eureka lemons, you have stuff in the United States I never heard before. Timo, what are you working on right now? You're doing art still, right? Even though you're not streaming? That's lovely, I love indigo. You see how intense that color is? Okay, gonna roll with that. And a bit more medium. And you're off again, it's incredible. Glad you were here though. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, nice. Glad you're coming back. So I don't see any way how I could save that little branch thingy right now. I'll just cover it and paint it in later. with acrylics, what do I hear there? I'm kind of mad at you now, Timo. See you later then. What kind of magic are you talking about? See you later, Timo. Thank you so much for being here. I'm looking forward to seeing you later. Thank you so much for the host. Thank you as well for the host. Bloodstain. How old is that Dwight Bob Ross painting you talk about? How old? And is the paint coat thick? Because I can show you something soon. No, in that case, no. I know it sucks to make a bad painting and then being stuck with a wasted canvas, so I never threw away these wasted canvases and just kept them and kept them. And 2 years later, I had them in my hands again. I thought, now they are dry, now they are dry. I can finally work with these ruined canvases again. So I sanded it off to make you know, the oil a bit rough again, also to make it more homogeneous to paint on. Then I put gesso over it, black gesso I think, and just went like a usual canvas from that. I can show you the outcomes and I can show you the residue like from the picture before. One second. Wow, that was your first toast. Thank you so much. Awesome. So, here are two paintings I made with ruined canvases. First one, very easy, I told you about it. I just roughened it up with sanding paper and then painted on it as usual. This canvas though was 2 years dry already before I did that. You can still see here are traces from the oil painting before. It shows a face if you look closely. And because I was kind of annoyed by that, the second one became a bit different. I like sanded it again, then put complete black gesso on it and put plaster on top. My Azo made a beautiful marble background out of that plaster and some black gesso. So I put intermediate varnish over it so it's not springing off the canvas immediately, and did the painting. So that's how I attempted to save 2 canvases. If there's already thick oils on there and you didn't thin them a lot with like turpentine or paint thinner, you can't go over it again. You need to respect like the one rule of oil painting, and that's fat over lean. Once you go fat on a painting, you can't go back and work with a technique like this. It's very, very thin paint I'm working with right now. This is the medium I use. I mix it myself usually to adjust it to my needs. And this time I mixed it like 3 parts paint thinner and 1 part linseed oil. So it's pretty thin. Yeah, please write that down. I somehow got a lot of linseed oil on my hands right now. Oh, like, if you want less rules, that's actually the only one of oil painting you have to respect. No matter if you do abstracts or landscape pictures, so just keep that in mind. The thing is, if you go over your painting, over your finished painting with this technique, it will shrivel the paint and make it crack. I don't know how to explain that correctly. Maybe someone else here can with better vocabulary and stuff. Like, there are of course other rules as well in oils or in painting in general, like anatomy and stuff, but that's the only one you really have to respect, because if you don't do it, you ruin your paintings, and that's always like sad for oneself if that happens. Okay. I think you have a good feeling for color. Bloodstained. And the birch painting shows that you're also kind of bold in what you do. So it's probably something like to encourage you to do more. Like stay confident in your colors and do your bold stuff if you feel like it. If you like, you can share more if you like. I mean, I was in your like complete Instagram after you shared your first picture. I always do that if I'm intrigued. Hey Belle Dandy, how are you? Yeah. I mean, you can certainly tell that you watched Bob Ross, definitely. But I think you do it very well. Like, your river stream thingy looks very plastic. I'm sorry if I don't know the right word. Oh, okay, do that. See you around. I hope you have a nice walk and can enjoy the weather. In Germany, it's kind of like pretty sucky right now. It's only raining. But like, it's also positive because now we Germans have something to complain about again, which like makes us as a people a lot calmer. Hey Alex. Yeah, like Alex, it has this time it has completely nothing to do with you. Like the last time I did a pangolin, it was because I wanted to do a pangolin because I saw them on your stream and thought they are amazing. This time it's a Twitch Paints thing, which means the chat decided what they wanted to see and they actually voted on a female werewolf holding a pangolin and like a lot of different stuff. How are you today, Alex? Also, can I have a shout out for the fantastic Alexander Davenport? And Alex, if you like, you can share stuff, like show what you got. Because he's a very skilled pangolin painter. Nah, just kidding, he also does other stuff. Yeah, like totally. It's ridiculous. I did like maybe 10 cats and 1 pangolin, and what has become like the meme? The pangolin. Hey chum, how are you today? Glad to have you here. Ah, okay. Nothing finished. But he does scientific watercolor paintings and Baroque acrylics. So please give his channel a follow. You won't regret it. Thank you. Yeah, I know, but still. I will do a few other weird animals if I can. Like the next will be, but it's not really weird, it's just very, very cute. Because Steven wants one. I'm gonna do a red panda soon. Like after this painting, I'm gonna paint Keine Idee, in case you remember her, in oils too. And I'm confident that that painting is gonna be good because she has such a good face to be painted. Hey Thorlix, how are you? But guys, give me like a honest opinion. Like we did try out this Twitch paints thing. We are trying it out right now. This is like what people decided, and they can still decide, by the way. We can vote on a whole lot of stuff still, so. You remember Thorlex? That's amazing. Yeah. Maybe next time it's probably better to give like the choice between like 10 finished concepts that someone thought of, or me, and you can pick either one of them. What do you think? What's better? Like total freedom, like on this page painting, or to have it all narrowed down a bit? Because like I'm totally willing to give you guys what you want on screen. On stream, not scream. And by the way, to everyone who's learning oils, I did the sketch below with charcoal, because pencil, if you do thin layers, will still shine through and repel the oil colors, because pencil pigment, like if you look at it on a microscopic level has very, very thin molecules, and they go above each other and form a kind of a plating, and therefore repel everything. Charcoal is very porous in its on its microscopic level, and that's why stuff sticks to it very well, which makes it perfect for sketches. You like the idea of 4 legs. That's awesome. Thanks for your feedback. I'm Tercy. Hey, how are you, Tercy? I really like this blue, by the way. Like how this turned out so far. Maybe I will put another layer of umber over it to give it a more mellow appearance. It's funny because I have no clue where I'm heading with this. I'm automatically, it's probably the insecurity, by the way. I'm automatically babbling more. Just ask me questions if you want to stop that. Hey Mike, how are you? Welcome back, Bloodstained. You were fast. Baron Nacho, welcome to the stream. Where do you come from, Bloodstained? I'm sorry if you already told me at one time. I'm incredibly forgetful while streaming. I hope you can understand. So guys, do you want to vote on the werewolf color? Oh, Razor, make one poll and we'll end it like already in 10 minutes with some content along the lines of if the guys want to be asked more questions or if they just want me to go ahead and just do stuff. Like, do you want to answer more polls, yes or no, something like that. Tutefe, hey, how are you? How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. You live near Carson. I didn't know he was Canadian, but like, now it all makes sense with the accent. Thank you for letting me know. Hey Nocturnal. How are you? Yeah, Razor, that's exactly the question I want, thank you. Like a simple yes or no question. And Nocturnal, I don't know if you were around when we not they, you decided on this. This is a experiment I called Twitch Paints, and I gave the chat the opportunity to use me as their tool and vote on everything, so they could decide what would be the next painting. And like how you could basically expect from a internet poll, in the end they decided on a pangolin hugging a werewolf, and it's a female werewolf also because we also voted on that. What? Are you like on in computer game rehabs to Tefe? No, Karasen's accent. Sorry, I didn't watch you. Do you stream Bloodstained? I didn't know that. Awesome Nocturnal. Thank you. Thank you for the poll. Please, people, go vote. We will already end this poll in 10 minutes, so go ahead fast and let us know what you want. Smokeland 22, hello. You do, but you're not very good. Okay. You mean like your stream or what? I followed you anyway, so maybe I catch you one day. Yeah, right? Right, Josh, it's totally true. What he says is totally true. Also, guys, I was like heavily advised to build in a slideshow in OBS, and like I'm personally like, nah, I don't need a slideshow. It's gonna clutter the stream, be less chill and stuff. But like, what do you think about that? Would a slideshow add for you to the channel, or would it be like annoying? I know it's a very small thing, and I'm just gonna try it out anyways in the next few days when I figured out how to do it. Oh, nice girlfriend duties. I hope you have fun. Oh my, Nocturne, that's like insanely much. I tried to write a book once, which wasn't like a good idea because I'm bad at writing, but I forced myself to write 1,000 words a day, and that was already enough, believe me. What do you mean you're not happy there? Like, in Brussels? Also, did you build any instruments while you were at your parents'? Tuesday, you have me concerned, really. What kind of... I'm using oils. And yeah, if you like make friends with oils, you can do amazing stuff with it. I'm not there yet. I think it takes forever to master oils because you have so many possibilities to do stuff with them, which is, by the way, one of the reasons I prefer them over acrylics, despite the fact that I can't even touch acrylics without shuddering. Yeah, still 12,000 words are like a lot. I hope you're happy with that. And it didn't drain you too much. Gmail. actually I'm using linseed oils, and you know, you can even cook with that stuff. Not exactly with the stuff I'm using, I think. Let me look. Okay. I think you could even cook with that. It's only linseed oil, no additives. Okay. To defay that, however, I like completely understand. Can't you move with your girlfriend to a less crowded apartment? I mean, I have lived in shared living. I feel your pain completely. Oh, it's so good to hear that you're in the zone, Nocturnal. I haven't been there for so long. Really want to go there again. Oh, please people, go vote, and let us know if you want more polls or not. Northern Lights, that must be so cool. Like, I have never seen Northern Lights, but really want to one day. Yeah, these trendy neighborhoods. When I lived in the city, I lived kind of like in the ghetto because the rent was so cheap there. It was always noisy, like always some police car having the siren on, stuff like that. Screaming children. The scream playing children, more like crying ones. We had like neighbors that were ridiculous. Every morning at 8 o'clock they would go on their balcony and tune up their crappy CD player, but it got to a very high volume, and they always played German folk music. Terrible, terrible music, and always the same two songs. Was hilarious. Like after a while we started to play System of a Down, was it back then, to against that. Hey Brian. Brian, I sent your picture away yesterday. It will arrive you, like, I think at the beginning of the next month. remind me please after stream to share the tracking number with you. Yeah, like Schlager. No, Schlager. Totally Schlager. Terrible Schlager. Do I feel like the werewolf in the painting? Oh, partially. I am not a werewolf though. Does anyone know where the werewolf legends originate from? Like, for example, vampirism can be brought into context with a sickness that will make you weak, appear very, very weak every morning, and which made people conclude that someone was sucking blood out of the patients, stuff like that. Forgot how the sickness was called. That was, I don't know how werewolves appeared, like. Rammstein is industrial, Gmail, not Schlager. That must be so annoying, Nocturnal. That could be. Bloodstains. There's actually a song written about and I'm quoting the songwriter right now, a werewolf on his lycanthropic hate of being and a woman on the hate of her menstruational cycle. Yeah, there was actually a song written about that. Yeah, Nocturnal, I know, but that probably didn't make a mass panic in Europe appear. Okay, Bloodstained, now I'm intrigued. Oh, please, Nocturnal, like, if you're awake enough, I really like lore. If you want to tell me stuff, please do. I'm always happy to learn. Also, the poll should be closed. I give you guys another minute to react to it. Just go to the straw poll and vote if you want to answer more polls, basically. I'll get that. Keep that in mind, Gmail. That's a very good bullshit explanation for this picture. Yeah, I know, but when it became like really popular and people started actually hunting werewolves, which they didn't in Greece back then when it was made up. Back then when it was made up, it was just a story, but later people believed in it. Like really. Oops. Yeah, I think with the Red Riding Hood thing. And Gewuden Mountains in France. Okay, I'll try to keep that in mind. It's a female werewolf, Gmail, so sadly no. In my first sketches I made a like rather scary werewolf with like broad shoulders and a lot of muscles and stuff, but it was not to be. Oh, let's close the poll, Razor, and see what the result is. Okay, yeah, makes sense. A lot of these fairy tales, narratives, they changed a lot from their time of origin to when they were forever put into a book by the Brothers Grimm. Hey Top Otter, how are you today? So what's the first thing we could vote about? I will make a hill here. So I need basically to know the main color of the werewolf and the pangolin and the withered garden. What should we do first? I think the werewolf, because it takes so much space. That's the most important one. Please, people, make a few suggestions as to what color, which fur color the werewolf is gonna have. Just a few. I will write them down and then feed them to Razordawn, who's probably on mobile again. These are the other polls we did, by the way. We did a lot of polls. Okay. Yeah. Nocturnal, thank you so much. That's all very interesting. Peter Stump. Alright, Top Otter. I hope you can relax a bit and like chill here. No, the pangolin is being playful. It even has one paw up like that. Good. And that's Werewolf. I'd say a darker color to contrast with the lighter background. Mike, I need a more concrete color, like say dark brown, dark gray, dark blue, dark violet, whatever. You were here, Timo? Hey, see you around. Gray blue. Yeah, but the female werewolf doesn't want to eat it like at all, or take a scale from it and stuff. Dark gray. Just to warn you guys, we'll take black into the poll, but black is a dangerous color. It will make appear the werewolf like probably too dark, just to warn you from my point of view, but it's still your choice. What? You're being like kappa serious, Brian, right? Just use a Sharpie and color him. Yeah, it will be probably kind of like that. No. Okay, white. Sorry, Gmail. I somehow read over that. Let's gather ideas for like dark rust color. I'll just write dark rust, people will know. Thank you, Brian. I'm glad you like it. I don't want to like I appreciate you giving a positive comment on that. Thank you. Let me know if you ever want to see the terrible sketches. I still have them, of course. Finally, soon the first layer will be finished and I can go on with this while this dries. It has a lot of paint thinner in it, so it won't need long. When this is finished, I can make hopefully the second and final attempt at the background. It shouldn't take a lot like to get this right. Maybe a third one for mist. Oh, thank you, Brian. Silver. Silver is legit, although I won't, because I don't have it, I think. Oh, I have metallic silver even. If silver wins, we'll have another vote, because I think metallic silver look like completely ridiculous. You think there are too many color options, so let's just stop at this. You have 6 things to vote on. I will just feed them to Reza real quick. I'm actually kind of surprised that no one made a troll option. What do you mean Gmail? Please. You can, by the way, usually because I said feed him, right? Okay. What did I want to say? Stuff, probably. Okay. Hot pink. Like, if we speak about wolves with silver fur, we mean like a vibrant gray. That's actually a fur color we use. You don't mean metallic silver with that. I actually have that color, so we could vote on that. We could just interpret your option as usual silver fur color. So please go vote. You have, how many are we? So if everyone would vote, we could already close the poll in like 15 minutes, but we'll make it half an hour. So this is when the poll will end. Please go vote. You wanna... Brian, like, if you know a good story to this, you can always ask Twitch chat for help, and me, of course, and then try to sell it to Hollywood. I already have like the cover picture ready. Like, or we'll do a, how's that website called? Crowdfunder thing. Like, if this was a movie, how would you guys call the movie? Cry of the Pangolin. Certainly sounds dramatic. Scales of Destiny, I like that one. That's amazing. Hey Apollo TV, how are you today? Seems like I need a alt channel, a second channel where I only read nighttime stories for you guys. Just joking. I don't know if I can read well enough for that. Nocturnal, like, it was more like a joke question. Don't stress yourself, please. Just relax. I still like Scales of Destiny though. Like Razor, you can certainly write the Scales of Destiny soundtrack if you want. Okay, Apollo. Guys, by the way, don't be afraid to ask questions. I'm very glad if I can talk about stuff with you guys that makes sense, and all you need to do is ask your questions in chat and I will try my best to answer them. I should probably bring in a second white, zinc white, to do like misty textures, because zinc white is not as opaque as titanium white is. Okay. So now I'm gonna make the background forest appear. It could be mountains as well, because it will be mostly a silhouette. Well, first I will do this. To give myself the opportunity to show some gaps in the trees, I bring in some of the background sky color and just paint over the rest that I don't need. So, for a forest, what are we going to do? Like burnt umber? Seems like a good idea, right? Some raw sienna is like yellow component, and some ultramarine. And then we're gonna mix that and see what comes out of it. It should be a very dark green. A very brown dark green. Already my fingers look like this, by the way. That's one of the letdowns of oil painting, so to speak. Like, of course you can work very, very clean as well. Like, a proper artist does a very job at working cleanly. He always wears gloves and stuff like that, and it's very professional. For me, oil is always like a tiny bit playful. That's awesome. That's awesome. Like, can we somehow save that, Razor? Pandora, proper artist does. He totally does. And there's another one. What was his name? I only saw him once and haven't seen him since. A very, very big streamer, very, very skilled, but he doesn't have much time, so every time he comes, I think his channel goes probably crazy because he's so good, but I didn't see him often. You don't know proper artist. Have a look at him, he's fantastic. Thank you. Like, Nocturna, thank you so much for contributing to this channel. Your lyrics are safe here. That was a bit much, but yeah, never mind. Too much medium on the color, in case you wonder. Oh, thank you so much, Bloodstained. Alright, I have to put in the brights first, as usual. You're doing very well, Nocturnal, considering you have never written Pangolin metal before, which is a shame, like. Please do. We can add your ballad to the channel. At least Razor can do that. I can. What kind of work are you doing, Bloodstained? In case you're still here. If you explain me right now how it works, I won't remember. Okay. Oh, okay. I hope you don't suffer too much at that job. I could never ever work at a call station. Never. Would drive me insane. I hate calling people. Ever since I was a child, I've always hated to phone people, basically. Don't know why. Okay. A friend of mine, though, he worked for a bank and had to like make transfers for people who called instead of them using online payment methods. They called there and he had to put their payments through. He said it was a very bad job. Using a far too small brush. The pros, oil and acrylic pros in this channel, please forgive me. Because I use basically bigger brushes to not work so long on it. Also, go vote. I haven't said that in a while. If you care about which fur color the werewolf is gonna have, please go vote. The werewolfess. What's the female form of a werewolf? I should not have asked it because now I know the answer. In Latvia, people who work at banks can wear guns? Really? because I'm a tiny bit lazy and I really want to take this shape away, I just shifted the horizon a bit down. It's probably something I should have thought about before I did it, but never mind. Yeah, wolf is a gender neutral word. Okay. No, it's right though, right? Yes. I will, I think, put in like the surface of this kind of background now. For that I use mainly burnt umber mixed with whites. But Reza, I meant to ask you, wasn't there this horrible dance song? Didn't that like originate from Latvia as well? This one that became a meme with one guy dancing to it. How was it called? No clue. Numa, I think. I could be horribly mistaken. Yeah, Numa. That's what I meant. Oh, okay. I'm sorry then. I only knew it was like from up there. Romanian, okay. I'm like very misinformed then. My sister loved that song. That's probably why I hated it so much. I'm kind of stupid. I completely painted over the tail because somehow the contours went away. How funny, now it even looks like a tail. Let's put it in like that. Maybe a bit more fluffy. Okay. Oh guys, go vote last minute. It's the last minute, please go vote and let me know what kind of fur color you want the werewolf to have. Hey Bear, how are you today? Yeah, please do, Nocturnal. Like chump. I personally think Guinness is like totally bearable. But I only drank it on 2 occasions in my life. In an Irish pub, by the way. Not in Ireland, though. Irish pubs are, maybe you find that interesting, kind of very well liked in Germany. Because they always tend to have live music evenings and kind of a very, I don't know, friendshipy atmosphere where you could even talk with people you don't know. Yeah, okay guys, please, someone who hasn't voted yet needs to vote. We have a tie. We will close the poll as soon as the tie has been broken. Bloodstained wings, just like fancy girly drinks. That's not a not a shame or something like that. I can't understand that. These days I don't drink anything alcoholic anymore. Hey Crisco, please go vote. Hey, how are you? I'm sorry I said go vote before you even arrived here. But we're on a tie and want to break that tie. Okay. Awesome. Is it? You're awesome, Mike. Thank you. Mike, how's art going for you? So please close poll in case it's broke. It's untied now. It's been alright. You've been dabbling in color more lately. Let me know. Do you have any questions? I should actually use a smaller brush here. Never mind. If you want me to look at something, Mike, just paste it here. So what's the result we had? On the poll. Awesome, Bloodstained. Thank you so much. Yeah, sometimes you need to hear from someone you don't even know well that you should go on with your hobby and stuff. And you really should. Dark Rust one. Okay. I think it's awesome. I can't stress that enough. Crisco, that you go to art lessons. And like, it never hurts, you know? If I had more money when I was younger, I would have definitely taken art classes. Never had those, so I taught myself. That's fine as well. Don't need to cry here. You say digital's the real way. You know, I'm fiercely traditional. I can't do digital at all. I just don't feel the fascination of it. That's probably the most accurate description I can give you guys. It's not because I hate it, it's more like I can do it because I just don't have the fascination with digital. A 3D banner. What's that? Like, Crisco, can you whisper me a link to the YouTube channel so I can look at it later? I can't click it right now, I'm sorry. And yes, my YouTube channel is bad. So far I have only uploaded my Twitch videos there. In the future, maybe, I hope, I will have enough time to put these long videos into speed paintings. Stuff like that. So far, I've not been very motivated to do that. Oh, awesome, Crisco. I'd love to see what you did there. Whisper it to Reza as well. I bet he wants to see it too. Okay, guys. Next question, and you can think of the answers while I do a short break. And that's about the pangolin. We need to vote on the pangolin scale color. Just write down your suggestions into the chat, and when I come back I can list them, okay? And I really need to wash my hands and stuff. Reza, that's very lazy of you, because that you can learn with no effort over the internet. Like reading notes, you can learn that in one day if you want. It's not that much. bloodstained, you can switch it around. Like, say the color you wanted the werewolf to have. Okay, break time. I need a break. I'm muted. Not anymore, as it seems. Any suggestions on the pangolin color? And Crisco, yeah, you're totally right into about the education stuff. Like most of, I shouldn't tell that. I bet you can do Minecraft buildings, Reza. I mean, can't be that hard, right? Yeah, make muted. I know, silver white. Off-white with darker highlights. With darker highlights, that's funny, but I know what you mean. You mean that the scale will turn darker at the tip, right? I'll just write off-white. That's kind of you, Mike. Blood. You mean blood-colored, nocturnal? Ah, he agrees with blood. Okay. We'll wait until we have like at least 3 suggestions. I'd rather have 5. BSW, okay. Alright, Crisco, see you later. Thank you so much for stopping by. No. Oh, on the wolf, dark rust. Dark rust, you know? Kinda like this color somewhat. That's why I'm shifting it to indigo right now, by the way. Thankfully, Crisco doesn't seem to have the lazy gene. I'm so glad about that. Tutefe, you still there? Or are you playing Overwatch? Ah, you can. She's still at her parents', right? rust gray. What's rust gray? Is that like a mixed color between rust and gray, or do you mean like two colors? Oh, thank you, Reza. It's not done yet. It's only first layer. Yeah, I'm holding you off, definitely, of your school stuff, Reza. I'm sorry for that. Chance 3, 4, 5, because and that's in all honesty, that's completely the truth, because the chat wanted it. They voted on the facial expression of the werewolf, and they wanted it like that, kind of. You would do even less schoolwork. Are you doing more schoolwork because I say you need to? So these are all the suggestions we're gonna get here. Anyone else want to make a suggestion for the Pangolin scale color? Yeah, they could have voted happy, by the way. It was on the voting thing. You know, Chance, we did a experiment here, and still we're on it. The chat can like fully decide what I'm painting. Right now I'm asking for suggestions for the scale of the pangolin, for the color. This definitely needs, on the one hand, more whites, and on the other, more blues. Needs to be adjusted in its second layer, because the werewolf is gonna be a rust red. Blue. Brian, were you thinking a specific blue? Hey Troop of Echoes and Braiders 74, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much. Like, let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer them. Medium to dark. Okay, I'll keep that in mind in case it wins, okay? I noted range to there, so can we do the next poll right now, or are you not up to it right now? Poll can happen golden yellow. That was a last minute thing. Golden yellow I would interpret, by the way, as this kind of color. This is raw sienna. So if you vote, keep that in mind. I don't have actual gold color. I don't know, because you're probably doing something. I don't need the charcoal pencil. Why do I have it? Silver white, off-white. Chance 345. Thank you so much for the follow. Let me know if you want to know anything about oil paintings or anything else. Just let me know. Off-white, rust gray, blue, and golden yellow. You've been distracted with lurking. I know that feeling so well. I love to lurk in Twitch Creative. Absolutely love it. Just being there, not commenting on anything, and just do my thing alongside. I'm terrible, I know. Hey, the Man, you probably think what's going on here. Let me explain that real quick to you, because you weren't around yet when we did the polls on this painting. So I thought to myself, one evening, I don't know exactly why, that we could do a experiment with the chat here, where the chat decides like literally everything, and I'll just become the tool. And after like many questions, we found out that I don't have like that. This was the outcome: a fantasy sci-fi oil painting on canvas with a realistic surrealistic style in a dark mood. That was like our result after the first day of asking questions with polls. After that, like here you can see what stuff won. After that, we went into further detail and found out that the chat really wanted to see a werewolf hugging a pangolin in a withered garden. So I sketched that down, brought that to a canvas, and right now we are voting on colors. So please don't be afraid to participate in the poll and help the chat decide what color the pangolin here is gonna have. Thank you so much for making the poll. And bedazzled, that's not a color. Scales of Destiny. Like, Brian, would you mind if I... Oh, we should actually vote on that, but it definitely goes into the title suggestion. Thank you for voting. I would hand you a sticker, but I don't have any. Apparently that's a thing in America, I've been told by Brian, that you guys get actually like rewarded for voting. It's incredible. Yeah. I'm sorry that bedazzled is not a color, Brian. Okay, I think I need a more mellow approach with the second layer for the background. The darks are not there yet. People may think, no, don't ruin it. But it is too light here. It is too light. We need more contrast between the moon and the background. Good. So I'm gonna mix a Payne's Gray with a bit of indigo and umber. See what comes out of there. Should be okay. Put some medium on top and start the painting again. Yeah, it's the same here. Like, how many votes do we have approximately each vote here? Like 11, 12 tops. People don't like to vote too much, but some really do. And for this project, it's amazing to have people who love to vote. And just to let you know, like, every vote we get here on these polls makes the painting more accurate to what the majority wants. Like, if only 10 people vote each time, 2/3 are not getting like any representation. No worries. That was not like a ranty thing. I just wanted to remind people, like, if they don't go vote, they may end up with a complete troll thing. That's entirely possible. Something like a pink pangolin. Chance, yes, I do. I'm always happy if I can, like, kind of get rid of some of my stuff so my cupboard gets more empty. But I also take commissions. No, I won't. I won't, Josh. No worries. No worries. But at least, like, you can be sure that I'm not gonna rig the boat here. I don't even know how everything goes until Razor tells me what one. You have like 20 paintings in storage. I'm sorry. I have like, and I'm not even joking, I have hundreds. What's my prices? I try to keep them reasonable, especially with commissions. I try to be fair and try to estimate a 10 euro per hour wage, so to speak. So yeah, I'm like not completely cheap or anything, but I try to be affordable for people. And the thing is, like, if I can stream something you request or a commission, I will still go down with the price. Because I'm glad if I get content from you. Josh, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Quacksilver, to drop Quacksilver in afterwards doesn't help either. They tried to do that to epileptics. It wasn't very successful. Or even remotely successful. Ah, okay, they did that for migraine too. I was only like aware of epilepsy treatment. How is it in English? We call it Quacksilver. Chance, I have nowhere do I have a list of prices, because I do a variety of styles and sizes and detail and stuff. It's best if you're interested in something, just write me and I will give you a fair estimate, promise. Mercury, oh my. Today I learned Mercury, right? Yeah. Mike. Thankfully, we're not there yet with the title. Oh, I didn't say when to stop. Let's give it another 10 minutes with the vote. Go vote, people. Like into the small brain part, that might be wrong vocabulary again, but I'm sorry. Okay, have fun eating lunch. Bloodstained wings. But can you see now that it needed a second layer here? That it needed to be darker to come together better? Hey Sonny, how are you? That's probably because you're interested in random stuff. Sometimes you just have a special part of your brain designated to remember stuff that especially interests you. For you, it's probably just random stuff. Oh, Mike. You're saying see ya. Okay. No, I already gave it to my friend. I'm so sorry. I can pull out the Twitter photo for you though. Oh, thank you. I was apparently also too stupid to copy the link. Thank you. I uploaded. Oh, you're right. I uploaded to DeviantArt. I completely forgot. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I like it too. It's probably my best pyrography up to date. Apart from the fruit bat, maybe. That one was good too. Alright, we don't have a reference right now. For obvious reasons. I mean, I have a picture of a moon landscape open. I admit that, but it's not like the same thing as working from a reference. I can feed you the reference for Keine Idee soon. That one will probably be on wood, I think. Looking very much forward to that portrait. Oh guys, go vote please. Please go vote. Only 4 more minutes left. Yeah, right? Nocturnal. I just didn't search hard enough, right? I wonder if anything comes up if you Google Pangolin and Werewolf together. Michaela Joe, hey, how are you? Welcome back. How are you today? Yeah, the cat is done. Scroll down or scroll up for the link. It was just posted. Razor, I think you can just leave it in. I mean, if someone uses it, they will understand that that's not the reference, and we will update it as soon as the new picture starts. Yeah, I've been praising her looks, and I have a good reason to do so. Hey Benisteriopsis, how are you? I'm glad you like the palette colors so far. You know, I picked these colors by myself, and the rest will be decided by Twitch chat. Thank you, Chance. I do a lot of cats here. I have a sufficient amount of practice in painting or drawing cats. And Litty Puppy, hey, how are you? Oh, do you do art as well, Chance? Also, Chance, if you like, you can always like share your cat pictures or your art pictures in here in chat. Just post it, you don't need permission. I'm good, thank you for asking. Just adjusting the darkness of the sky. Oh yeah, like, it's tight. Again, please go vote. We need to untie the poll. I say your art sucks, but like, if you probably need more practice if you think that, either to boost your confidence or to actually become better for whatever is true for you. You're actually colorblind, Benisteriopsis. Symmetry, yeah, symmetry is hard nothing, you can do nothing but like work with a thing, a ruler. I can show you 1 second. It's tied again. You guys voted against each other, so we need one more voter. That's actually funny. So do you do only like black and white color and also want to share something here? I would be interested to see what you design. So about symmetry. This is a sketch. I don't have the finished drawing anymore. It's on its way to the USA right now. I did a tattoo design, and you can see right here that I used a lot of ruler signs to get that symmetrical. Like here, everything was measured up before I put the sketch in there. And after I was done, I could trace it to a decent sheet of paper and would not have to care about symmetry anymore. That's why you do sketches, by the way, to get the pressure off you, to get the decent lining, composition, symmetry all worked out in the sketch, do the hard stuff, you know, and then put it on a decent surface and work with that. So I think, no, that was accidental. I made a midline and then split it and stuff. If it's not tight anymore, we can close the pore. Thank you, Shadow Mark. How are you? If you like, you can do that, Bannister Yupsis. I don't have like any restrictions about sharing links. Yeah, many people like over romanticize paintings, and during that they completely abandon the hard work that is in sketching. But it's a very important part of a painting, the sketches you do before. Like the old masters, they did a million sketches before they even started a painting. They would consider me incredibly lazy. Silver white wins. Okay. With 6 of... Wow, we had 17 votes. Thank you so much, people. Thank you for your participation. That's a lot of votes. Let me tell you that. Okay, we will do the rest of the voting tomorrow. Give Razor a break. And like tomorrow we will definitely decide on the title of this thing and like the color of the garden, the withered garden. Yeah, Stephen, hey, how are you? And I have to click stuff, 1 second. And Chance, it's always a pleasure to give you guys tips, like totally. Awesome, like I can tell you that you are colorblind. That's a lot of cloth. Is that a kilt? Maybe a stupid color, but that's not what I wanted to say. Awesome. I would actually wear that. I would totally wear the second one. Is there wood in there? Thank you so much for sharing. I never had a fashion designer in chat. I like that he did ultramarine outlines. That gives like something magical to the wolf. Litty, like it looks really magical only by using that outline color. Litty, you probably only need a bit more practice, and probably because many people underestimate that aspect, probably better tools. I don't know how good your traditional stuff is. Hey Timo, welcome back. Ready to paint. What are you painting on? Oh, thank you, Timo. I'm glad you like it. So Timo, for those who don't know, most here will already know Timo, but those who don't, please go to his channel and throw him a follow. He's a German landsmate of mine and does historic fantasy in oils. Right now he apparently is designing a map in acrylics. Don't know how that happened, but... I hope they can do that. Banisteriopsis. Let me know if I can help you in any way. Crazy tattoo. Thank you so much for the compliment. Thank you for being here. Let me know if you have any questions, alright? Are you gonna make a werewolf and pangolin dress next? If you do, I insist on seeing the outcome. JBell TV, thank you so much for the follow. I'm sorry. I hope you enjoy your time here. Something in my throat. Okay. I feel like you don't see the right darkness, the right values right now. It's a bit darker because the oil is still wet and reflects, but it still needs more depth. There's no arguing around that, especially like at the edges of the painting. Like I want a more framed look. I'm gonna keep it kind of open in the middle to allow a good distinguishment. Distinguation. I was born. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you? Yeah, Timo. Customers, right? What did you have to do on such a gigantic canvas? Because I personally would like not do it. I wouldn't do a commission that big. Hey, you can definitely do a oil painting on 24 times 18 centimeters. It's completely possible. You're crazy. 2 meters, that's a lot. My suggested title for this Powakatsi? What is that? Or do you mean hope for life and transformation? Because I can add that, definitely. Ah, okay. So you meant to write that. I thought it was like a layered typo. Noted. That's ridiculous. It's good that you didn't do that commission. Probably have taken you half a year. For that size, I mean, people may think like €1,000 is a lot of stuff. It is, but not if you work months on that.
write that down in a minute, okay? Hey, Introduxium, how is stuff for you? How are you?
Yeah, that's true, but I didn't think.
Oh yeah, you did. Crisco, please don't be mad at me. I will only like click it after stream. I can't do that right now. Yeah, Timo, me too. Like, I would still,
even if they say they don't care what's on there, I still would have wanted to do something, you know, realistic, naturalistic. I will bring in whites later, again. Maybe it's time for zinc white. I actually know a able graffiti artist. I mean, he's kind of retired right now, but he was fantastic. Like, what he did. He mixed all the techniques into graffiti, and he was an actual artist, you know. He only took way too many drugs. Like, he lost it.
Of course I want to check that out. Introduxium, you can also like check put that into chat if you like. I have to read that really quick because I have no I don't know that original picture yet. Looks awesome again. Like, I can really absolutely not tell that it was a black and white photo before. Awesome work again, Introduction. You're really a pro. Yeah, Bloodstained. Do you like that, or did you like it better before?
Always interested in you guys' opinions. But I'm thinking like, this is a werewolf, it's night, it's not like early evening and it's just turning a bit darkish.
Yeah, Timo, totally. Like, why not do your best stuff? This makes more sense, right? Okay, thank you. And click the link Introduction
Has provided. I don't know yet actually how long I'm gonna stream. Because I have no clue when my voice will give out. It's not like completely recovered. So I don't know yet.
Oh, thank you, Chance. I'm glad you like the foggy look, because I really want the foggy look in there.
And by the way, still working with highly very thin colors. Which means this surface will be probably dry by tomorrow. Usually a landscape artist of usual decency would have like made a better one in very a lot less time, basically. I'm not very good at landscapes. Please, people, I'm like specialized in portraits, so this takes a bit longer even to look good, but we're trying. I'm trying at least.
He knows it's like a rhetoric question. I don't go party. No, I had a cold. Of course, Jinxum. Hey, how are you? I'll look at that link first. 1 second. Oops. Awesome. Were they harder than non-underwater pictures? Introduction. Oh, page not found of your link, Jinxon. Thank you, Bloodstained. I'll switch to a more comfortable brush right now. With a smaller size so I can work out details better. Oops. Timo, how long are you planning to not stream? Yeah, that makes sense. That it was a tiny bit more difficult. Okay, Jinxon. Okay, good to know, Timo. Want to talk about it? About your style finding stuff, Timo. I know I'm not a art professor or anything, but you know that I have dabbled into a lot of stuff over the time. Hey Tuta.
Tuta, like you still haven't gotten your mod, like, reward. Someone whispered me that it was your birthday soon. Want me to do anything? Okay. I'm actually kinda unsure which brush I want to use right now. But I want some zinc white on my palette. Anyways. Gonna have a experiment within a experiment right now. Because once I was able to get a kick-ass effect by using zinc white in a heavily diluted form on titanium white, and it reacted and looked very good. So I'm gonna see if that works again. Yeah, okay, Timo, everyone is different. Some people like talk about stuff like that. Let's just see what this does. If it does anything at all.
Third. Oh my, I won't have anything done until then.
Tutafei, guess who? Who would know stuff like that? I'm very bad with dates, by the way. I wasn't the person. That has nothing to do with you, even I don't remember anyone's birthdays. Except like for my mom, because she gets always so mad if I forget it.
What is the difference between zinc white and titanium white? They use different pigment, and titanium white is a better color for huge areas where you want to use a rich white, because it's very opaque.
And zinc white is not opaque at all. When it dries, it becomes like very translucent. I'm seeing already, it doesn't work here. So I'm gonna just put that into my burnt umber mixture. Gonna add a tiny bit of sienna into that.
Hello, Devil Ducky, how are you? That's also a difference. I think zinc white is older, therefore like a more known pigment. I think zinc would turn more yellow, but that's a guess. Timo, we talked about the art forger Beltrucci once. He got found out because he accidentally in a older painting used titanium white. That's the thing that broke his neck, because back then they didn't have titanium white. Poor Tutefe. You're only 25. Wow. I got mad about people forgetting my birthday in 1 year, because we cracked a joke about how people always every year forget my birthday, and it's like not an issue for me at all. But that year everyone promised to remember, and like no one remembered. I was kind of disappointed at the world that day, because even my parents kind of forgot. You have to work, actually. Okay, see you around. Thank you so much for being here and giving your input, Bloodstained. I certainly enjoyed having you here. Hope to see you again. Awesome. Good stippling. Good job. Good job. Nothing to comment, just do your thing. And you'll be fine. Jinxum. That's like... it's very good already. Tutefe, come over. We can do a girly shopping tour. You won't have any fun with that, but because I'm not a good shopping assistant. Penistery obsessed. It's probably only because your like color blindness thing. Do you have people who help you with your designs? I don't even know, Josh, when exactly your birthday is. I know it's in March, but that's all. Oh, yeah, that could be true. I have to fix that. Yeah, I probably my parents had too much to do that day. I wasn't at home anyway, so they only had to call, and probably like just forgot. It's that stuff happens. They have stuff to do as well. They're just human beings. And you know, if my sister is sick again and needs their attendance again, like there's not a lot of room for them to remember. Totally understand that. It's just that year everyone like promised me this year we won't forget, and they still did. It's kind of like hilarious in hindsight, but they almost made me cry. Almost. Also, guys, I know again why that was, because it was on the same day that Germany played in the World Championship in the half finale. Like in the finale they played against Brazil and scored, I think, 7-0, and it was the match before that where Germany played. So everyone was watching Germany play football that evening, and that's why everyone forgot, probably. Awesome, Judafay. I feel you. No, Valentine's Day, like, I don't care at all about Valentine's. No, my SO remembered, but like, we lived together. That was like not hard. He remembered, indeed. I think I should stop soon because I stopped liking what I do. I will probably just darken it again next time. I just wanted to have a glow. It didn't work out. Ah, yeah, Stereopsis, that's true. Dude, no worries. Seven to one, never forget. You know, my SO plays a computer game, which has a very, very small population on the server, like tops 100 players, and they have like kind of a lot German players and a lot of Brazilians. So whenever like a Brazilian team loses, that comes up. Exactly that line. It's kind of mean, but fine. And again, that computer game is not politically correct at all. So moon will not have a glow, at least not a big one. Oops, sorry. Hey Masqua, how are you? Yeah, they like hold at night, like late in the evening. So no, not Düsseldorf, please not. And Tutefe, like, it's Tuesday, right? If you go to Cologne on Thursday, you will probably die. I'm not even kidding. It's Weiberfastnacht, which is like the big starting ceremony to Carnival, and Cologne is like the main city for Carnival. And yeah, it's completely full. Everything is glass. You see a lot of like girls run around with bleedy feet because they still put on high heels to their sexy costumes, you know, and step into all the glass, get hurt, are too drunk to find the ambulances. It's a mess. Everyone is drunk, puke is everywhere, like, and it's loud and terrible music is playing. Don't go to Cologne on Thursday. It's horrible. It starts at, by the way, 11 o'clock and 11 minutes. So don't go there. Okay. What did I want to say? Yeah, my birthday is on the 8th of July. So, yeah. If that holds any significance to anyone. Eighth of July. Tutefe, I have no clue. I mean, yeah, I asked myself the exact same question and didn't come to a conclusion yet. It's terrible. Also, we probably won't have a stream on Sunday because of that stupid thing. Because I actually can picture myself like sitting here while these idiots out there do their massacre parody thing. And I try to do a like kind of calming stream here. That doesn't fit. So I will probably have a very annoying day off on Sunday. No, did I completely throw that wrong? I know some game was on my birthday. I know when my birthday is, right?
Who's salty, by the way? Was it because of my carnival rent? I have that every year. Like, it's so unnecessary. Right, Timo? Pick me up, please. Carnival is stupid. I need to do some adjustments here. That's just not right. It needs to be fixed, but right now I can do it. Yeah, right? Thank you. I'm glad we don't have many, like, Cologne followers here. They would heavily disagree. For many, like, Carnival is a very effective mating tool because everyone is so drunk. They can just, yeah, and the girls are all, also the older women too. They put on, like, very short stuff and call it, like, something. Sexy something, dress up. It's ridiculous. Oops. No Gmail, only in concerts. Yeah. We will probably have fun to Tefé. Brian, you will probably find a very boring documentary on German Carnival if you look on YouTube. It's like, if you ever come to Germany, don't go to Cologne at that time of year. It's not fun. It's the opposite of fun. Driving lesson, wow. I hope you drive, like, safely. And probably it's even fun for you. Like, for me, driving isn't any fun, but some people like Timo enjoy it, so I hope you do too. Brian, I totally get that. When I worked in a gambling hall, I hated nothing more than drunk people coming in because they are obviously not allowed to gamble because they don't know their limits if they are drunk. I had to throw them out. That was always, like, the worst part of any shift. Driving, Timo. I think you told me you enjoy driving. I hope I'm not completely mistaken with that. I believe you, Gmail. But up to date, I haven't seen anything you did. I don't doubt that, Timo. I'm a terrible dancer, by the way. I can only do pogo and moshi. Okay. It especially, like, increases the dancing skill of your partner. We have a very cool, I I don't know if it still exists. Like in my youth, there was a club in Cologne called The Underground, and they always played like rock music, metal, a lot of emo as well. And like one night I got extremely drunk together with my SO, and we stood in there and they started playing Chop Suey, and we jumped to the dance floor and both simultaneously crashed down to the floor. And some random people helped us up again so we wouldn't get trampled, but yeah, that was fun. But that's been years ago. You get foxtrot like a madman. Yeah, it was like completely. You know the intro from Chop Suey. It's so awesome. We just jumped there and then to the ground with us. Yeah, that's the lyrics. Okay, guys, I'm like, whoa, it's already so late. I will like stop for today. I will be back tomorrow with this and fix it, hopefully, and stuff. You're incredible, Timo. Let's look for someone nice to host and go to post streaming. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks again for like helping hit the 1,000. Oh, nice. Oh, we can either rate Viola or Fiend or Video Kid. I love all three. Any suggestions? Oh, to me as well. Brian and Reza and Sean and Timo and Chance, who I just got to know today. And Halaku. Okay, Viola it is. Yes, Brian